Getting that first stroke right away. Always great. Now you've got 6 coxes just screaming to get their men up and out. And you look at a lovely sight there. All boats going up through 40 strokes per minute. Now the Germans are up to 44, 45 strokes per minute. Really pushing on. 49.5 now. They're right at top whack. But the red boat of USA, 48 strokes per minute. That's just a remarkable start here to get the bows out to 6 foot leads now in the early stages. And the Americans, they are such hard characters. They really know how to wind up the 8. Bo Hoopman in the stroke seat knows how to race on 2. These are the world and the Olympic champions through 250. And you can really hear now the drive of all of these coxes, because this is what we love to do. We love to get in amongst it all and really pushing hard in the first 5.
Italy, interesting, they had a poor early season, and their stroke man Carlo Monati and their bowman Lorenzo Carboncini swapped places. Crew has moved around a little bit, mostly the same guys there in the boat, and now Carboncini is doing the stroking, and it's changed them around completely. They were second in Lucerne and transformed. There was a moment when they weren't actually going to come to the World Championships at all because they were performing so badly, but they did turn it around. The US crew now is half the crew is new, because half of them have gone into the fall to try and see if they can challenge the British fall for the world title.
121 for the first 500 for the USA is a remarkable time. It really is. We've got great conditions here. Just a slight following wind, slight tailwind. There's the USA, our first view really of them. These guys, they're technically okay. What they do is, they power it. They put the blade in and they give it a good old welly all the way through. They're big guys, they're big university boys. Mike Tatey only gets them for the last few weeks. Really, they've been in the university and the collegiate system for most of the year.
He's got a good core group of people who are working there at Princeton on their course there at Princeton right through the winter. So he's got this good core, but he does keep them guessing right up until the last minute. It's only the last 2 or 3 weeks that he finally puts his crews together. But they do work a lot together, and technically in the last 3 or 4 years, technically the US group have come on a lot. In the late 90s they tended to be just all power, but here they really do let the boat run. They do reach out, stretch. Germany's been having a very good regatta and a good season. They were first in Lucerne, third in Gifu last year, but here they are tracking the United States coming up to halfway.
United States, who train out of the Princeton Training Center, coming through at the halfway mark. It's just a beautiful lake out there. It's a great lake here today at Dorney. The conditions are fine. USA, the Olympic and world champions, leading the world. Germany second, Italy in third position. The Italians were silver medalists last year. This is without doubt the tougher of the 2 semi-finals. There's Bo Hoopman there, with the long hair closest to us.
Hear the finishers coming through there. You can hear that thump at the finish of the stroke. 800 kilograms of meat going up and down these boats. I mean, there's a lot of power there right across the board in these boats. But they're looking very good there. Chris Lifsky there at 5 in the American boat. Sitting up at bow, Paul Daniels, both of them rode for Oxford in the boat race.
I think there's a few Cambridge boys out here as well, isn't there, in the next...
In the next race, you've got 3 Cambridge boys in the British boat, 3 Cambridge boys in the German boat. In this German boat here, 3 of them rode for Cambridge.
But look at the Italians, though, coming now through Germany. The Italians in this middle 1,000 are just storming along. Again, it's really, you just got to sprint it out. You can't get too far ahead in some of these crews that sort of, don't know their way a little bit. The Germans like to go out hard. Sometimes they lose their way in the middle 1,000. The Americans just plod it on. They just go through. They've been out to half a length now. They're looking.
3 leading crews are all at 36 strokes a minute, so they're cruising a little bit.
1,500-meter mark. 3 crews go through with not much in it, but there's a 4th crew in this. It's Russia, and Russia are in lane at number 5, and the Russians are now starting to move on. Russia were back into 4th position at the halfway mark.
They've gone up to 38 strokes a minute, the Russian crew. They are really attacking.
They were a good way off at halfway. Now they're starting to come back. So the Russians are moving on. The Russians moving on against Germany, moving on against Italy. Race leaders, the world and Olympic champions, USA. That's the view down the course here as we come towards the closing stages. The crowds love the closing stages of any kind of 8th race. And here we've got 4 boats vying for 3 places.
There's Italy now. Are Italy going to be able to mount a challenge there? on the leaders, or are they going to be content just to qualify and save their big power, their big wind-up for the final? Because I don't think Russia's going to get up on terms. I think it's going to be these three, but Germany now making an attack on
Germany going.
on
Germany
the United
definitely
States.
moving. The Germany want that all-important centre lane for the final on Sunday afternoon. The Germans have now called it up. We've got Peter Tiede in the coxing seat, moving his German crew through. He wants the last 10 strokes. They're inside the last 10 strokes, and now the Americans are responding again. So it is a race to the line. It is a sprint to the line in this semi-final of the men's 8. They are stroke for stroke. The Germans have just got it, only just. We'll see. Here come the Americans again. It's on the line, so close. Oh, it could be any one of those two who get it in relation to where their blade was, but both of them will qualify. What a great last 100. It was really held it off. But look, it's going. The lead is chopping and changing depending on where the blades are, isn't? So Germany up here, Germany. But they come through. USA comes through. It's USA on the monitor. You see how so important it is to get the blade in the water for that final stroke, get all the power behind it. It's USA, Germany and Italy, those three boats safely through to the final, and what a final it is going to be.
They've got more in the tank. The United States have got more in the tank. They were cruising in the middle there. They were looking very good, and the fact that they could respond late that fast, just in the last 150 strokes, and pull back that lead again, that would